If I'm honest, I think the table's been a little bit unkind to Kidderminster. They've got a solid defence. Their problem's been in front of goal. So if they can rectify that, I still think they've got every chance of having a real shot at survival. However, City need to be at it today. They need 3 points. Right now, I don't think either of these teams would be happy with a point.
Absolutely, and it's the battle, of course, of the two promoted sides via the playoffs. Oxford City winning the National League South playoff against St Albans. Kidderminster Harriers beating Brackley Town in last year's playoff final. Oxford City will be attacking the goal away to our right, known to many of the supporters as the shed end, in the first half, and we're about to get underway. Your referee is Ajibola. He's just checking with his two assistant referees, and then he'll check with the goalkeepers. And we'll shortly be underway for a game on a pretty cold afternoon. And there we are. We've just kicked off a cold afternoon. And for the first half, I'll hand you over to Andy Gate.
Yeah, we're underway in probably one of the league's most watched games today in terms of eyeballs on it. Everyone will be wanting to see how these two teams get on in this crunch game at the bottom of the National League table. As Kieran was saying before, it's Oxford City in their usual hoop shirts, blue and white hoop shirts with blue shorts and socks, shooting from left to right as we see it, kicking towards that cipher stand / shed end as the fans call it. Kidderminster in their home shirts as well, of half white and red, almost Blackburn Rovers-esque, like halfway down the shirt, red shorts, red socks. They'll be shooting towards where the bar clubhouse end is here at the Raw Charging Stadium. Really, really big game today. However, I get the impression Kieran will be saying that for the next few weeks, because as I was just saying before kick-off, literally it is, these sorts of times in a season could make or break your season.
Yeah, absolutely, and as you mentioned, Maidenhead next week, another side that are down in the bottom echelons of the table. Boreham Wood to come as well, so certainly some massive fixtures coming up, and if Oxford City can get through those fixtures with a positive points tally as they head into what will be a very busy Christmas period. Dorking Wanderers, of course, on Boxing Day, they're struggling as well, so they are at the moment in a run of games against sides in and around them at the bottom half of the table, which makes them almost more important, if you like, than the games the likes of Southend and Oldham away, where it was kind of a free hit for them.
Absolutely. Well, Ross Jenkins has made a few surprises. His team has been bolstered by the return of Andre Burley and Josh Parker today. As you may have just heard a few appeals, that's a free kick for Kidderminster, as the half has just ticked over to the 2-minute mark, and there's not really been any notable periods of play apart from that free kick given there. But Ross Jenkins has been bolstered by the return of Andre Burley and Josh Parker from international duty. They go straight back into the team today. Notable absentees, perhaps Tafari Moore and Alex McQueen, as they drop to the bench after that 2-0 defeat to York in midweek. Coming in to replace them is the likes of Andre Burley and Josh Parker alluded to there, but the ball's been given away cheaply, and now Kidderminster can attack on the edge of the area. Shot towards goal, it's a good shot, and it flies just whiskers wide of Jack Bycroft's right hand post. Bycroft was at full stretch, he was completely beaten. Almost out of nowhere, the ball was turned over, and it's Jack Lambert with the shot for the visitors, who go close to scoring very early on. Close from Kidderminster Harriers there after just 3 minutes.
Yeah, very close, and I think Jack Bycroft was a little bit worried there, wasn't he, from, as you say, Andy, full stretch, and he's not a short man, Bycroft, but I think that one certainly kept him interested as he dived away to his right-hand side.
Absolutely. Well, it's Kidderminster with the first chance in this half. It's not really seemed to faze Oxford City. They'll continue to play their way, but they're being pressed high up the pitch, and that's good work from Bailey Hobson, the Kidderminster midfielder, that pushes City's Rennie Smith back all the way, and they'll continue to play it round the back, but they are playing high up the pitch. Kidderminster, a high line, they're penning City in these early stages. They're letting Canis Carroll have the ball. He finds Andre Burley. He's allowed to run past the halfway line. He'll cut back though to find an option in Rennie Smith. Good start to this game, and if it didn't already have the feeling of a big contest, as Cole Pakawa gets the ball stuck beneath his feet but quickly sorts himself out to find Bycroft. Perhaps a few jitters early on in these early stages for Oxford City. You do get the feeling from these players as well that they know it's a big game today. It's 3 points would be absolutely huge. As the ball goes back to Christian Dibble, he'll take time on it, but he's pressed by Ollie Sanderson. Eventually Dibble gets the ball away, and somehow Kidderminster continue to attack. Good ball from Morgan Smith, and now Kidderminster are in here from Lambert again. Shot towards goal. Sorry, that one was Ashley Hemmings. Shot towards goal, but it was straight at Jack Bycroft this time. But it's Kidderminster, the bottom team in the National League. They've started well, but here comes City on the counter-attack. He's got Ollie Sanderson ahead of him. He'll continue to dribble forward, McEachran, and does well to play it into the left flank, looking for Mitchell Roberts, who does latch onto the through ball. McEachran's drifted wide over there to receive it, and eventually it's cut out for a City throw-in. 5 minutes gone in this game at the Roar Charging Stadium. Kidderminster with 2 early chances through Ashley Hemmings to take the lead, but City have defended them well so far. Throw-in on that near side, just in line with the 18-yard box. City's first chance to get the ball into the box and ask questions of this Kidderminster defence that, to be fair, weirdly enough, has only conceded 1 more goal than the league leaders Chesterfield. Their problem has come in front of goal this season, Kidderminster. 13 goals scored, simply not good enough to keep you up in any division, no matter what you're doing. So that's where Kidderminster's undoing has been so far. But if they can sort those problems out with that mean defence, perhaps they could be onto a winner. Here's Colker Power, stumbles but eventually gets his body in the way of the ball up to Parker, flicks it on, looking for the on-running Ollie Sanderson, but it's met by the head of the right back, Alex Penny. The ball's floating between the two teams at the moment, but it's picked up on by Rennie Smith. Now Andre Burley. Can City get the ball down now and start to play their stuff and find a way to launch their first attack of the game? Hemmings, who started really lively and well for the visitors today, as has Amari Morgan-Smith. Not quite just in this game so far, but this season he's Kidderminster's top scorer, has absolutely bags of experience in EFL teams, formerly of Oldham, Macclesfield Town. Second spell at Kidderminster has helped them get promoted from the National League the National League North rather, as Lewis Coyle does well to shake off the challenge from Hobson. Finds Smith midway through the Kidderminster half, looks up, he's going to have a shot here, Rennie Smith. He does, gets the ball out of his feet and sends a low driven effort towards goal, but it's not testing Christian Dibble in the Kidderminster net, and he'll just take his time to pick that ball up, and Kidderminster now play it out from the back. That's the first shot we've seen from Oxford City, Kieran, but there might be another one here. Coyle into Sanderson, works his way onto the edge of the box, back towards goal. He's forced out to the right hand side but has Coyle for support. Smith, Burley now, Sanderson still staying on that right hand side. Rennie Smith tries to play a ball through, but it's not beating the man mountain Christian Pearce, and he'll head it straight back into the hoop shirt. The ball is bouncing around in the middle of the pitch. No team can really keep hold of the ball as well as they would have liked, I presume. Now it's Kidderminster's turn to launch an attack. It's been a really lively start to this game. Not even reached the 10-minute mark yet.
Absolutely. I was just having a quick look at Cole Pakawa. A couple of missed touches, if you like. And of course, it's his home debut today. He's played, the 2 games he's played have been away from home. Just get the feeling, I know he's used to a 3G up at Bromley, but maybe just getting the feeling that he just needs to find his footing a little bit, because he's had a couple of stumbles in the early stages of this one. Yeah, definitely. It's a home debut. It doesn't seem like that, because after that amazing debut really against Ebbsfleet United and that trip to York up in midweek, it seems like a week's a long time in football. He seems like he's a fully integrated member of the Oxford City squad, but his home debut. Here come Kidderminster again, well held up by Ashley Hemmings, but he can't find another red and white shirt, so it will bounce into the hands of Jack Bycroft. Good start to this game, as I keep saying, but I'd probably say it's Kidderminster who is shading the early proceedings in this game. More, however, a long way to go, and we're yet to see a real clear-cut chance. But it might get one just here, again via the visitors. Again, a pass just nicks off. I think it nicked off Hemmings again and diverted past Amari Morgan-Smith into the feet of Jack Bycroft. They are asking questions of this Oxford City team. As I've just said, goals have been their undoing. Kidderminster, 13 goals scored this season.
perhaps the deeper issue is that Amari Morgan-Smith, the Kidderminster striker, that almost latched onto a poor back-pass header from Kapawa before Canis Carroll was on hand to sweep up and recover. Of those 13 goals scored for Kidderminster, Amari Morgan-Smith's got 8 of them. When you think that Ollie Sanderson and Josh Parker for Oxford City have scored probably that apiece, plus a few more chipping in. That's where Oxford City's success has been when they have been getting the run of results that they've need. But you just get the feeling with Russ Penn's team that if they can sort that out, performances haven't been awful. They rammed the changes on Tuesday night and felt the better for it because they got a 1-1 draw with Hartlepool, a really impressive draw. Here's Coyle. Now City will look to come forward again. Smith to McEachran. Not really had a chance to launch an attack on the Kidderminster goal so far, is that McEachran. City knocking it around nicely now. McEachran moves it onto his right foot, then his left, turns around, just looking for an option but hasn't got one, so we'll opt to go back to Rennie Smith. Pakawa, that's a better touch from Pakawa from Canis Carroll, albeit a rather standard one. Roberts, ball down the line, which Josh Parker will chase, but Reece McNally, another big defender for Kidderminster, does well to keep that ball in play. Josh Parker off the ball, and it goes out of play for a Kidderminster throw-in, midway through their own half. As the game ticks over the 10-minute mark here, Oxford City 0, Kidderminster 0. It's the away team that have started the brighter of the two. You're listening live on BBC Sounds, on BBC Radio Oxford. If you want to listen to Des Buckingham's first game as manager of Oxford United, that is live on the radio. I'll get you a frequency in just a moment for that one. Here's Burley. Plays the ball over to Canis Carroll. Smith under pressure from 2 Kidderminster players, and Amari Morgan-Smith just screams out in frustration because he thought he had Smith penned in there, but somehow the City midfielder wiggles away from his man. Coyle almost hugging the touchline here on this right-hand side. Tries to play in McEachran down the line, but eventually can't and loses the ball to Lambert. And now Kidderminster will have an opportunity to clear the ball. Really tight game already. Ball worked out right to the right hand side. Sorry, Kieran.
Yeah, already you can see actually why perhaps why Kidderminster haven't conceded that many goals this season, because defensively that back three are really solid and closing down at every opportunity, keeping McEachran quiet and keeping Lewis Coyle quiet on the flank, and that probably suggests why they haven't actually conceded too many goals this season.
Absolutely. They're pressing quite high up the field as well, Kidderminster. They're not trying to let City have any sort of time on the ball. Pakawa, another suspect touch from Pakawa, but this time he sorts himself out and gets a nick on the ball to tip it past his man. Bycroft, who again is closed down by 2 Kidderminster players, but does well to maintain his composure and play a ball over the top of the press. Now City can come forward. Parker bundled over. That's going to be the first free kick of the game for Oxford City. Bycroft inviting the pressure on from the Kidderminster attackers and chipping a ball over to Mitchell Roberts and suddenly bypassing the Kidderminster midfield, although it was really good defending, to be honest, from Christian Pearce, the Kidderminster defender and captain, because Parker was away there and he had to bring him down. Not booked. Perhaps if it's in the second half it would have been a booking, but perhaps the referee managing the game there. I
was just about to say, if this had been last week, that was a nailed-on yellow card, but good referee in there. He had a word there with the captain, Christian Pearce, but that's all it was. It was just a word. Last week, I feel that may well have been the first yellow card of the game. Yeah, definitely, against Ebbsfleet, when cards were coming out. Had more cards than Clinton's. Other card shops are available, I must say. Anyway, free kick to Oxford City. Everyone forward from the front. It's going to be Latrell Humphrey who is to float one into the box, and he does. Looks for the back post. Pakawa headed back into the area. Shot from Mitchell Roberts on the volley. Slams into Bailey Hobson and bounces out to the right wing now. Burley, cross into the box. It's another good cross, but it's headed away by the striker, Amari Morgan-Smith, not skimping on his defensive duties. City trying to pen Kidderminster in, but McEachran can't quite control the ball on the line, and it goes out for a Kidderminster throw-in. Already we're seeing why Kidderminster, well, the games they have been playing in have been pretty tight, and we're seeing that already with the way they're defending. It was a great block from Hobson to deny Mitchell Roberts on the volley. You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford Sport on the BBC Sounds and on the BBC website and app. If you're looking for the Oxford United game away to Cheltenham, Des Buckingham's first game in charge, that's on 95.2 digital and Freeview channel 722 as Kidderminster are on the attack again.
Yeah, indeed. Down the left. Here's Hemmings trying to get past Latrell Humphrey-Ewers. He's just standing up to his man, trying not to dive in. Cross sent in towards the box, but it's straight into the hands of Jack Bycroft. Amari Morgan-Smith was just lingering inside the 6-yard box, but didn't eventually go for the header, so Bycroft did catch it with a free catch, if you like, rather than under pressure from the Kidderminster man, who's been well in the thick of the action so far. Pakawa, who's looked a little bit nervy in these early stages, but sends a beautiful ball over to Parker. Does well to stand off and pin his man, but doesn't foul him, and he wants a free kick. Not given. Humphrey-Ewers over to Burley. Brilliant ball from Burley, which Sanderson will try and latch onto, and almost does. And eventually it's hooked away by Rhys McNally, and it's out for a City throw-in. Taken quickly by Coyle, looking for McEachran. Burley just nicks the ball on the edge of the area. What can he do with it here? Andre Burley finds Josh Parker, appeals for handball, and it's in the back of the net! Oh, what has happened there? I'm not quite sure what's happened. Everyone goes towards Andre Burley. He's the man who's got the ball in the back of the net. Everything seemed to stop because the City players were absolutely adamant that that was a handball and a penalty. But the Kidderminster defence just stopped. The shot cannoned back off the red shirt and then back into Burley. Completely wrong-footed Christian Dibble. And Oxford City, for sure, have the lead at the Raw Charging Stadium. But it's through the most unlikely of goal scorers. It's Andre Burley who scores his first ever Oxford City goal after just 16 seconds, and what a time to get it.
Wow, you said it. I was listening to one of your commentaries a few weeks ago, Andy, and you said that Andre Burley was up there a couple of times, and had it have been Josh Parker instead, you'd have backed him to score. That was a bit of a poacher's goal there, wasn't it? As you say, everybody stopped. There was a huge appeal for handball. The referee said no. The ball dropped to Andre Burley off a red shirt, and he really couldn't miss from there, to be honest. Sort of 6 yards out, stabbing it home, and Oxford City have the lead.
Well, I have to apologise, because in the midst of that, I kind of missed the goal, and everyone just seemed to stop because they thought it was a penalty. Meanwhile, I'm going to stop myself, because here come Kidderminster looking for an instant reply, but eventually it's hooked away by Cole Pakawa. Perhaps you can give us a little bit more insight on that in just a moment, because City are coming forward again through Sanderson. Works the ball over to the left, but it's cut out well by the away side. Can you give us more of a description of that goal? Because I seem to miss it.
Yeah, no, I think, as you said, you quite rightly called it. There was an appeal for handball. All the Kidderminster players stopped almost as if they were expecting the referee's whistle. The ball's ricocheted off, I think, Rhys McNally, and it's just fallen to Andre Burley, and from 6 yards out, he's slammed it into the net and given City the lead.
Well, it does not matter how they go in, as long as they do go in. And Andre Burley, if he was going to score, it probably wasn't going to be the most prettiest of goals, but he has one in Oxford City colours, and it's a massive, massive goal in the National League. Never mind in this game. Oxford City 1, Kidderminster 0. Took 15 minutes to see the first goal in this game, but City edge ahead, and that is what Ross Jenkins will be happy with. 3 points today for either side would be huge, and you just get the impression that a point for either side would just not be good enough. With this period of everybody playing each other, you need to pick up 3 points. 1 point isn't enough, and City have taken one big leap to trying to secure those 3 points so far, but there's a long way to go in this one. Kidderminster have started in this game.
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain that neither manager would want a point today. It wouldn't be any good to either side, and Kidderminster a little bit shell-shocked by that goal, because they have been on top in this game so far, and it was really the first real shot on target, apart from the Mitchell Roberts volley, and the first real chance, and City have taken it, and that's something that City weren't doing at the start of the season, taking their chances. Yeah,
well, put it this way, it's not going to win goal of the season, it's not going to win goal of the week, but it's gone in the back of the net, and perhaps it could be
crucial,
one of the biggest ones of the season. That is yet to be seen. Anyway, Kidderminster aren't giving up. It's not through the lack of trying that they're bottom of the league, it's through perhaps just a little bit of inconsistency in front of goal, and Humphrey-Ewers will bring the ball out from midfield and play the ball behind Andre Burley. Kidderminster still pressing.
Elsewhere in the National League, Altrincham 1, Solihull Moors 0. Solihull Moors on a bit of a poor run at the moment. Woking 1-0 up at Boreham Wood. Gateshead have taken the lead against Southend, 1-0 there. Hartlepool 0, Bromley 1. Bit of a shock score here as well. Oldham Athletic 0, Ebbsfleet United 1, and Wealdstone 0, Barnet 1.
Well, there you go. That's a massive result in Oldham. And when you're both Kidderminster Harriers and Oxford City, you need those results when they are playing the big teams that are going to be up there at the top to go your way. And that could perhaps just be the luck that's involved in surviving. Meanwhile, City have, since that goal, have really come out of their shell, and they're bringing the game to Kidderminster, who are still defending astutely, this time through. Oh, Pearce, but the ball's dropped to Ollie Sanderson inside the area. Now Lewis Coyle just looks for an option, doesn't have one, so plays into Smith on the edge of the box, who fires a shot towards goal. It's Caleb Richards that gets his body in the way of that one, though, and it bounces out for a City throw-in. 20 minutes gone at the Royal Charging Stadium. Oxford City 1, Kidderminster 0. City did have their backs against the wall, but now, since that Andre Burley goal, they are very much on top in this game and looking for a second, and that could be absolutely crucial in this game. However, brilliant defending from Kidderminster. Here's Bycroft now as the half just slows down a little bit. Rennie Smith, ball out of his feet to find Humphrey Ewers. Again, Kidderminster pressing from the front. They're leading the line, but another Bycroft pass completely bypasses the Kidderminster midfield. Perhaps that's what City's game plan is. Invite that pressure on from Russ Penn's team and then clip the ball beyond them. If it's not, it's what they're doing at the moment. Burley finds Parker ahead of him, continues his run forward. Parker finds Lewis Coyle hugging the right side touchline onto Rennie Smith, who's seen a lot of the ball at the moment. McEachran moves past his man, looking for an option. McEachran, but it's a brilliant challenge from Bailey Hobson on the edge of the area to get the ball. Almost in every situation when McEachran gets the ball in that scenario, he's brought down, but he did well to get the whole of the ball to stop the City man in his attempts there. Cross into the box from Kidderminster now, who go up the whole length of the pitch and send a cross into the box, but Morgan Smith was just off it, and Kane Hemmings is not as tall as Jack Bycroft, who rises highest to collect it. Really, really lively start to this game. There's quite a big crowd inside the Royal Charging Stadium today, and there's been a good following from the Midlands with Kidderminster. It's a relatively short journey for them in the league, and they've travelled about 250 of them, I'm told. Here's Josh Parker from range, finds McEachran, links up with Parker well, but it's a good challenge, but he was flying in the air there, I think. Rhys McNally, he went lunging in, completely got the ball, nowhere near the man. Can be no appeals for a free kick because he completely got the ball. However, if Parker was just a yard in front of him and he collected, that would probably give the referee something to think about. But Oxford City with the lead at the moment. Here's Pekawa, long ball forward, looking for the inform Ollie Sanderson. The ball just drops to McEachran, and he'll battle for the ball well. And he comes out on top, finds Coyle on the right. There's options here for Lewis Coyle inside the area, but he's, again, man-marked really well. Can only find Rennie Smith on the edge of the area. Coyle twists and turns, sends across towards the back stick, but there's no one there in a hoop shirt to meet it, and Rhys McNally will let that ball run across his body, and he'll take his time to play the ball out of danger and into the grateful feet of Ryan McLean. City starting to ask more questions of this Kidderminster defence.
They are indeed. You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford Sport on the BBC Sound and on the website and app. Oxford United still 0-0 at Cheltenham. If you're looking for that game, it's 95.2 FM, channel 722 on Freeview and on digital, as we've just ticked over into the 23rd minute of this one. Oxford City leading by 1-0. They've got a bit of defending to do now, though, but that's a given away there, and Canis Carroll hooks the ball up over the halfway line towards Ollie Sanderson, headed back into Oxford City territory, but it's gone out of play for a throw-in right in front of the home dugout, and it'll be a throw-in to Oxford City midway inside their half of the field. They lead by that Andre Burley goal to 0. That throw is a little bit misplaced, and it's going to be Cole Pekawa that heads it forward, but picked up though by Billy Hobson, and then into the centre of the field. Kidderminster on the ball with Jack Lambert. Lambert's got an option to his right and finds him. and being closed down there by Josh Parker, and ball still at the feet of a Kidderminster player, but forced back slightly into their own half the field. Right-footed ball up over the halfway line, looking for Amari Morgan-Smith, but headed clear, and then Lewis Coyle tied us up and heads it further on into the Kidderminster half the field, out to the left flank to Richards. Richards plays a little 1-2 with Alex Penny into the feet of Bailey Hobson in the centre of the midfield. Kidderminster looking dangerous on the attack. That ball though is going to be overhit and roll out comfortably for a goal kick. Jack Lambert not able to latch onto that one, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. Yeah. Still Oxford City 1, Kidderminster Harriers 0 in the National League. Another crucial National League game, which I think all of them will be for Oxford City as we move into the business part of the season, the busy Christmas period coming up.
Yeah, exactly that. I was just about to say, Kieran, that there's going to be a lot of fluctuation in the table. Everyone's playing each other. I mean, City were out of the relegation zone with that win against Ebbsfleet, and then straight back into it on Tuesday after they were beaten by York, because everyone is in and around it, and even a point could, and results elsewhere would push teams up a place or even 2 places. So it is really the finest of margins involved in this division at the moment, and literally it is that term, fine margins. By whatever means, you have to win today.
It's a bit of hokey-cokey, isn't it, in the bottom half of the table in that relegation zone. And Ashley Hemmings receives a neat ball through, and Hemmings tries to thread the ball through to Hobson, but he slips on this 3G service, and it's gone out of play for a throw into Kidderminster Harriers. Came up through the playoffs, as did Oxford City, of course. A good away following here at the Royal Charging Stadium. The ball is in the hands of Caleb Richards. He'll take the throw quickly to Hemmings. Hemmings plays a square pass across to Lambert. Lambert tries his luck from distance, but blocked by Canis Carroll, and then Rennie Smith comes away with the ball. He's under a bit of pressure of Morgan Smith, who clutches his hamstring a little bit there, Morgan Smith, as he tried to challenge Rennie Smith. Keep an eye on that one for a second, because he looks like he's just struggling a little bit. He just clutched his hamstring as he made the challenge with Rennie Smith, and that would be a blow for Kidderminster. But we'll keep an eye on that and see if can run that off. Possibly the cold weather getting to him a little bit there. Richards on this left touchline. Lewis Coyle jockeying him, so Richards opts to go back to Lizimore. Lizimore plays a square pass to Bailey Hobson out to the right touchline. Kidderminster not in any great hurry. They're just playing some neat passing together. Lambert tries to get onto his left foot and does so, and flips the ball through to Hobson, and now there's a chance for Lambert here. Good challenge by Canis Carroll. Crucial challenge right on the edge of the penalty area. And as I said a moment ago, it looks to me as though Amari Morgan-Smith is in some trouble. He clutched his hamstring, Andy, after he made the challenge with Rennie Smith. And I had a look at him, and he's now gone down, and he looks in some trouble.
That'll be a really, really big worry for Russ Penn and the Kidderminster fans. I mean, he scored 13 goals this season, and he's got 8 of them, and he started this game in fine fashion as well. But just before that, what a brilliant block from Canis Carroll. I mean, how many times have we seen that? Defending last ditch, but getting that touch with a sliding challenger, a critical tackle, which isn't a foul and is perfectly timed. He's done really well there. Kidderminster, despite going behind, are not resting on their laurels. They are really going for it today, and looks like Morgan Smith's going to be okay to continue for now.
Well, he's up on his feet, but we'll keep an eye on him, though, because as you say, Andy, that would be a massive blow for Kidderminster. He didn't look too happy with himself, and he's just stretching it off a little bit. It may be that the cold weather gets into your limbs, and it is a cold afternoon here at the Royal Charging Stadium, and he'll be keen to try and run that off, as of course will Kidderminster. So we will just keep an eye on him for any Kidderminster fans watching. He doesn't seem to be hobbling around too much at the moment, so hopefully from a Kidderminster perspective he's going to be okay, because we don't like to see injuries to opposition players at any stage, irrespective of their goal scoring prowess. So hopefully he's going to be alright. It's a free kick to the visitors. I think Josh Parker was penalised for a foul, and it's going to be taken by the goalkeeper Christian Dibble. And Amari Morgan-Smith raises his hand to say that he wants the ball. We'll see where this is going. Taken by Dibble up over the halfway line. It's going to be up into the air, Amari Morgan-Smith, and loses out to Cole Pakawa, but Kidderminster still in possession with Hobson out to that right touchline again. Josh Parker snapping at the heels and closing down and doing a bit of defending there. Brilliant work from Josh Parker, which has forced Kidderminster all the way back into their own half again with Alex Penny. Penny plays the ball into Lambert. Lambert has got options to his left and he goes back to Penny again. Penny to Hemmings. Hemmings turns. Got Rennie Smith just making a little bit of use of himself. Back to Penny again on this halfway line. Into Lambert. Lambert's closed down by Smith, so he decides to go back to his captain Christian Pearce, who takes a touch and gets past the slipping Ollie Sanderson. A little right-footed ball into the penalty area for Morgan Smith to chase onto, but overhit that straight through to the goalkeeper, and it remains Oxford City 1, Kidderminster Harriers 0 on BBC Radio Oxford, on the BBC Sounds and on the BBC Sport website and app. If you're looking for Cheltenham Town versus Oxford United, Des Buckingham's first game in charge. That's still 0-0 there. Cheltenham 0, Oxford United 0, but Cheltenham appearing to be slightly in the ascendancy at the moment. But it's Buckingham's first game in charge for Oxford United. Banbury United still 0-0 with Curzon, Ashton, Alfreton Town 0, Brickley 0 in National League North. As Hobson does well to see off a challenge of McEachran. Out to that right touchline again. Mitchell Roberts just making a little bit of a nuisance now, but couldn't prevent the cross in towards Hemmings. And it's still not cleared by City with Caleb Richards. And it's a free kick given. It's a head injury in the 6-yard box. It looks like
clash of heads. But they're not letting up, are they, Kidderminster? They're continuing to press, they're continuing to float balls into the box and ask questions of this Oxford City side. Again, I thought perhaps it might have just hit the hand of Hemmings there in the box, or Morgan Smith, sorry, as the ball cleared. I'm not sure what the referee's given, where he's going to do a drop ball right on the 6-yard box, or he's giving a free kick to Oxford City.
I'm not sure, but there's one thing that is for certain, and that is that Amari Morgan Smith has really been in the wars so far.
He has
today. He's come off slightly worse off of the head of Canis Carroll. Certainly a clash of heads. I think it is going to be a free kick by the looks of it. So the referee's opted for a free kick, possibly for the handball that you alluded to, Andy. Or is it going to be a drop ball? No, it's going to be a drop actually. So I'd say that's good refereeing though, to be honest, because obviously 2 players down with a head injury. The ball was going nowhere in that part of the field, and it's going to be a drop ball back to the goalkeeper, and an unchallenged drop ball. So fair play also to Kidderminster there, because they were in the penalty area and they could have queried that and said, well, we're in the attacking ascendancy, but they've advanced. They've allowed the game to get underway with a drop ball, and back now with Kidderminster in their own penalty area with the goalkeeper. 32 minutes on the clock here at the Royal Charging Stadium. Oxford City 1, Kidderminster Harriers 0. We'll just give you a check of other scorelines in the National League when we are able to, when play sort of calms down for a little while. But Kidderminster on the attack at the moment. Josh Parker in a slightly unusual role for him in the middle of the field. Ollie Sanderson leading the line up front for City at the moment. Richards, Hobson, back to Penny. And Penny looking for an option. He's found one there in Kai Lissimore. Lissimore out to that right touchline again. Cross into the penalty area, headed away by Cole Pakawa, who seems to have got over those early match nerves on his home debut. Out to the left side to Hemming. Closed down well by Andre Burley, and it's going to be a throw-in to the visitors, roughly level with the penalty area. The City will be happy with their lead, but Kidderminster have certainly been a match for them, Andy, and they certainly look dangerous on the counter as well. Yeah,
they're asking questions. I think Russ Penn must have identified that he thinks the weakness is coming from crosses into the box, that at one stage the Oxford City defence are going to switch off and concede from one of these crosses, because that seems to be the game plan. But at the moment, Pakawa, Carroll, Burley, Roberts have stood up to the challenge, but they cannot switch off for just 1 second, because that will lead to a goal. Because, like you say, they are asking questions. Doesn't look like it's a 1-0. They look like the game's well and truly in the balance at 0-0, and They're going for the win, never mind just to get their way back into this game. City have to be professional and see the game out in a professional way. I can't believe I'm saying that after just 33 minutes.
Well, the goal came from an unlikely source, but they'll take it. Doesn't matter who scores the goals and the manner of the goals, but they do lead. But Kidderminster on the attack again, racing past two players, and down he goes under a challenge, and it's going to be a free kick, and this could be the first yellow card of the game. Josh Parker can't believe it.
Yeah, he's going to get yellow.
He's going to get a yellow card, and that was right under the nose of the assistant referee on that far side. So City now have some defending to do from this free kick, as Parker is the first man into the referee's notebook with the first yellow card of the afternoon.
Yeah, and it's another chance for them to cross it into the box. Everyone up from the back apart from Lissimore and I think Jack Lambert, and Caleb Richards. Everybody up from the back.
Free kick virtually on the corner flag this, so City have got some defending to do. They've got some big men back there, Canis Carroll and Cole Pakawa. How many times have we seen Canis Carroll make a crucial last-ditch challenge in the 6-yard box? Here's the free kick then. Taken into the penalty area, headed up into the air. It's going to be hooked clear by Rennie Smith, but only up to Caleb Richards. Richards to Bailey Hobson. Hobson has a crack from distance. It's deflected and it's fallen to the feet of the skipper, Pearce, and Pearce...
Oh,
good challenge.
You know what? I think Pearce had in his mind what he wanted to do there, but there was just a slip inside the box from Canis Carroll, and I think he saw that and found out that he had a lot more room. There's going to be a yellow card because McEachran's been pulled back by Pearce. But Pearce was just about to swivel and probably hit something towards goal, but saw Canis Carroll slip and then just thought, I've got a little bit more time. And then when he was thinking to what to do, I think he just didn't know what he was going to do himself, and eventually controlled it not very well, and Coyle nipped in at the vital time to clear.
Yeah, good challenge from Coyle, certainly.
But City have their backs against the wall at the minute.
They do indeed. Christian Pearce with the second yellow card of the afternoon, so the referee's now decided to set his stall out, I think, and start taking action against these niggly little fouls. Nothing dirty in the game so far, just sort of niggly little challenges really, but the referee, Mr. Ajibola, has made a decision. Now Ollie Sanderson taking the ball down beautifully!
What
and Ollie Sanderson has taken the ball down and scored the goal. A really good ball through into the penalty area. Ollie Sanderson controls the ball, takes it down and smashes it into the net. Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 0.
He is on flames at the moment, Ollie Sanderson, and out of all the goals he scored recently, that could be the pick of the bunch. He does brilliantly to take the ball down from mid-air. That is a fantastic touch, and then if that was good, the finish was probably even better. Maintained his composure from a difficult angle. He was dead centre with Christian Dibble, but managed to send his shot into the corner of the net. Massive goal, and what a goal from Ollie Sanderson. Brilliant.
Yeah, you said, didn't you, Andy? He is in amazing form, but that was a terrific goal. A beautiful free kick, picked out Ollie Sanderson. He controlled the ball so well in the middle of the in the mid-air, brought the ball down and smashed it into the net past Christian Dibble. And we've said it a lot of times when Oxford City have been 2-0 down. It's a long way back now for Kidderminster because they trail by 2-0.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Kidderminster have been asking questions of the City defence, but they've been answering those questions, Oxford City, and they've just stayed ahead. And then eventually, as soon as they get even half a chance, they score, and that is the difference between the two teams at the moment. That little bit of quality that Oxford City have had in front of goal and Kidderminster are lacking. Fantastic goal, massive goal. It really does help things in this game. Again, I'll reiterate, at 2-0 up, this has got to be seen out by these City players. Great start.
In League One, Cheltenham Town have taken the lead against Oxford United. Cheltenham Town 1, Oxford United 0. So not the best of starts for Des Buckingham. Still goalless in the games between Banbury and Curzon Ashton and Brackley and Alfreton. And we've got 6.5 minutes plus stoppage time to go in this one here at the Royal Charging Stadium. And we say it so many times, but the next goal is crucial. If Kidderminster can get the next goal, then it's going to be a tight second half. But Oxford City really with their tails up at the moment. A slightly misplaced pass there by Latrell Humphrey-Ewers, trying to pick out Andre Burley, but just underhit it. And now Hemmings is going to attack down this left side for Kidderminster. Rennie Smith jockeying him all the way down the touchline. Lewis Coyle comes in as an assistant, if you like, to the defence, and gets it out of play, but it's a throw-in to Kidderminster, taken quickly, and Kidderminster with Lambert on this left touchline. Lambert still on the ball, gets a cross across the face of goal, but straight into the arms of Jack Bycroft, who plucks the ball from mid-air. And that was a pretty crucial interception, actually, from Lewis Coyle, because Lambert was just about to get the cross in the first time, and Lewis Coyle closed him down, and then the second cross from the throw-in, it's gone into the arms of Jack Bycroft, who clears the ball up over the halfway line, looking for Parker. Parker, with his back to the Kidderminster defender, loses out in the mid-aerial battle, and then the ball is going to be picked up by Alex Penny, who lays the ball out to this left touchline to Richards. Back inside again to Penny again. Kidderminster looking to get themselves back into this one. They trail 2-0. Hemmings closed down well by Lewis Coyle, so he's looking for an option, but there's not many options available for Hemmings at the moment. Rennie Smith makes a nuisance of himself, and Hemmings remonstrates to the referee that he was foul, but the referee says nothing doing and carries on. And now it's with Kai Lissimore. Back to Penny again.
If you're an Oxford City player or Moros Jenkins, just get into half-time 2-0. Do not concede in these last 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Richards, though, with a chance to mount an attack. A good little ball there from Hemmings. A shot from distance deflected by Cole Pakawa, and it's gone out of play, I think, for a corner. So
yeah, I think Bycroft just tried to keep that in, and it looked like he was going to, but I don't know whether he slipped or something, and he spilt it over the line. Corner. The last thing you want to give this Kidderminster team is set pieces like that. Big chance.
4 minutes to go. Corner from the far touchline, headed up into the air, but a bit of a scramble in there.
He's given a penalty
for handball. So it's a penalty to Kidderminster Harriers.
I'm not I did see an arm go into the air there. It definitely wasn't deliberate. The question with this new law is whether it was in an unnatural position. It'll be interesting to see that replay back. We don't have that luxury though here in the press box, but the referee was dead certain that he saw that. It's Canis Carroll, the man who's been flagged up against, and now that third goal could come here today. It's Ashley Hemmings who's got the ball. Big moment for City keeper Jack Bycroft.
Massive moment for the new Oxford City goalkeeper. There's a big man, is Bycroft, but he's got a penalty to face here, and it's Ashley Hemmings against Jack Bycroft. This is a chance for Kidderminster to reduce the arrears just before half-time. Referee making sure that nobody encroaches into the penalty area. He's just telling Bailey Hobson to keep out of the box. We're still waiting for this penalty. Here we go. Ashley Hemmings against Jack Bycroft. And he scores. And it's 2-1. A good penalty, to be honest. And the penalty from Ashley Hemmings reduces the arrears. It's Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 1.
Yeah, it wasn't an amazing penalty, but he did what he had to do. Had to send the goalkeeper the wrong way, and did. And Kidderminster all of a sudden are back into it. You'd think it would take a set piece to come back into this game. They've got one, and they've taken full advantage of it. Game on again.
Yep, game on again. And we said the third goal was crucial, and it's gone to Kidderminster, so it's going to be a tight one, this. And City will be very keen to now get into half-time, I'm sure, because just need Ross Jenkins, I fancy, just to get his troops in to regroup. Free kick given in the centre of the field against Rennie Smith, so getting a little bit scrappy and a little bit tetchy at the moment, and Kidderminster Harriers have got their tails up now with that goal.
Yeah, Oh, chance here.
Chance there, but brilliant piece of defending from Canis Carroll. And
the penalty incident was really interesting because none of the Kidderminster players appealed for it.
They didn't, but the referee, in his defence, gave it very, very quickly, and he was right on the spot. So it's going to be difficult without seeing the replays. But as you say, it looked like a hand, maybe in an unnatural position. But let's see. But anyway, Kidderminster looking to perhaps get level before the break, but some good defending there. And now City will just be keen to try and just hold possession for a little while, just to try and calm down the Kidderminster Harriers attack, which is in the ascendancy. It's a free kick though to Oxford City with a minute to go. They won't be in any great hurry to take this. I would say there'll probably be a minute of stoppage time as well, possibly. No more than that, I would think. Cole Pakawa, who seems to have found his feet after a bit of a dodgy first 20 minutes. Good challenge there against Mitchell Roberts, and Kidderminster looking to get another attack underway, but Cole Pakawa heads the ball away from Morgan Smith, but Kidderminster still on the attack. There's a chance here for them to get another ball in the penalty area, and this ball has gone all the way across. It's deflected, and it's going to be another corner to the visitors as we head into the last 15 seconds of the first half. Absolutely crucial that City defend this corner well.
Yeah, set pieces are where Kidderminster are going to have their luck, which we've seen. At the moment, City have been defending them well. They can't switch off for a second. It's 5 minutes added to this first half as well.
I don't know where they got that from, I must say. 5 minutes? That's really surprised me.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what for. I know there's been 3 goals, but they've not really too long in celebrating them.
I was thinking 1 minute
half.
at the most, so what do I know?
Yeah, I think 5's a little bit excessive. Perhaps 3 would have been fair. But there you go.
Corner it is to Kidderminster. It's going to be an outswinger from the far side into the penalty area, headed up into the air by Sanderson, and then a volley from Ryan McLean has cleared the bar, cleared the stand behind the goal, and it's going to go out for a goal kick, and it looks as though an Oxford City man is down.
Yeah, it's Andre Burley down. I'm not sure what the referee was looking at in the box, because there's a lot of jostling going on, and his vision can't be everywhere. To be fair to Kidderminster, they work the corners really well. It's almost like that England set piece corner train, if you like, where they all line up behind each other to attack the corner, and it's causing City problems at the moment. They have been defending those by hook or by crook.
Goal kick then taken by Bycroft up over the halfway line towards Ollie Sampson, but he loses out in the air, and now there's a chance for Kidderminster to attack again with Amari Morgan-Smith, who seems to have got his mojo back. He gets himself onto the right foot, closed down by Rennie Smith. Hobson out to the left-hand side to Richards into Lambert. He's closed down by Burley, who seems okay. A little shove from Burley there, tries to force himself a free kick, and it's going to be a free kick against Andre Burley, and another set piece for the visitors on the near side, this time on the commentary side, if you like, and it's a free kick that City will need to defend as we head into the second minute of 5 added on. Can't quite see who's taking this free kick because of the stand and the stanchions in the stand, but it's going to be into the penalty area. There's 7 Kidderminster players, one on the edge of the box in the penalty area, so City will need to stand tall here. And it's going to be an in-swinging free kick to the far post, headed up into the air by Burley. Now it's with Hobson. Hobson's going to be forced back towards Richards, who's got a bit of space, but opts to go right to Hobson again. Kidderminster definitely finishing this half in the ascendancy, and City will be very keen to hear that half-time whistle. Lambert on this left touchline. Andre Burley just trying to jockey him, but Lambert does really well into the penalty area. Again, Canis Carroll heads it clear, but danger isn't clear though. It's with Hobson again. Back to Lissimore. Out to the right-hand side to Hemmings, I think, and now a chance to get into the penalty area towards Amari Morgan-Smith, and hooked clear. Desperate defending by Oxford City, and they will be desperate to hear this referee's half-time whistle, because as it stands at the moment, it's all Kidderminster Harriers.
That was one hell of a shot as well. we were right behind it, and it moved one way and then the next. Another free kick given against Josh Parker there. Another chance for Kidderminster to float the ball into the box. It's one-way traffic at the moment, and this is the Kidderminster that we've seen in those FA Cup runs of late, where they took West Ham United all the way to the 91st minute and extra time in the fourth round last year. Took a Declan Rice goal to take it to extra time as well. This is what they're capable of, and they are really playing to their strengths here with these set pieces. Again, not too long to go, literally just over a minute. City need to defend this.
They do indeed. It's a free kick from the far touchline again. Amari Morgan-Smith near sort of the back, will be near into the back post. You've got Ashley Herrings in there, you've got Bailey Hobson in there as well. The big man Christian Pearce is up from the back as well. He's pretty tall and maybe a target here. Referee trying to get the one-man wall back.
Out?
No, I don't think so. I think he's just
I think he's just talking to the captain, Canis Carroll, just to relay a message to the team. Perhaps he's not happy with... Oh no, he's going to get booked. So Carroll's booked.
Maybe for something he has said, perhaps.
Well, that's another contentious decision, because Carroll was the man that handled the ball and escaped a booking. So if you're from a Kidderminster perspective, you just handled the ball inside the area. Is it a booking? Is it not? You could be even arguing that's a red card. I have no idea what he's been booked for there. It could only be dissent.
It has to be, doesn't it? There's nothing more it could have been, really. So unless it was, I don't know, whether it was the fact that he was jostling with players in the penalty area and it was delaying the restart, but I think it must have been dissent. So the referee blows his whistle to finally get this free kick away. City will need to defend this. Back to the back post, headed up into the air, and it's going to come out to this left touchline to McLean to Lissimore right-footed ball into the penalty area. Jack Bycroft will come and claim that, and he will take all the time in the world now just to hold on to the ball as long as he can.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be hearing the referee's half-time whistle, because City are rocking and they need the half-time whistle, and that is the half-time whistle. And City lead here by 2-1, but it's not the story of the game, because Kidderminster, that last 10-15 minutes, were well in the ascendancy, and City will be very happy to be going in still leading this game.
Yeah, this is really interesting as well. I mean, if you look at the Kidderminster bench, the subs are legging it into the tunnel. They want to get into that half-time team talk. They are they're at the races today. Oxford City have taken their chances when it's fallen to them, but perhaps a little bit of bad luck, whether it be the bad luck of the refereeing decision or Carroll's arm, what is in a funny position to be 2-1 ahead. City could have easily gone in 2-0 ahead, or it could have been the other way around. Really tight game.
We'll take you back to Jerome and the crew at Cheltenham shortly. They still lead by 1-0, but the goal scorer for Cheltenham, Street, who scored after 34 minutes, he has been sent off in the game at Wadden Road. So Oxford United still trail by 1-0, but they're going to play a second half against 10 men. So maybe still hope there for Des Buckingham's men in the National League North. Both Banbury and Brackley still level at 0-0. And we will now head back over to Wadden Road, and we'll be back with you for second half commentary roughly in about 10 minutes time.
Do anything different to try and either stop that? Did they try and break up play? Did they try and get any cheap fouls in there? We didn't see. Did they try and roll any balls down? We didn't see any of that, and that'll be the challenge. The questions asked to the team in the dressing room, and what they're going to do differently this half with the extra man as well.
We'll talk at length about the goal that Cheltenham did score, about the sending off. We'll bring in Nick in just a second, Eddie. But that chance for Liam Sercombe against his old club that really could have put Cheltenham almost over the line. And the only thing we would say, because it's still a horrendous miss, the angle's tightening, and I'm not sure if it was Kieran Brown that was making trying to make the block that made the angle even tighter.
It's a gilt edge miss. He can't miss from there. He's managed somehow to miss, and therefore it's a game-changing moment, because Oxford should be 2-0 down and thinking, what are we going to do to get back in this game? They're still thinking that, but they're 1-0 down, so therefore it's not as rushed, it's not as desperate as it was. Oxford, Sercombe, he's given a round of applause from the Ox fans earlier when he's going up to take a corner. they'll give him a bigger one for this one, because how he's missed, seeing on the replay, it's incredible that he's found a way, he's contrived to miss the target from there. Oxford are going to be in there in the change rooms, slightly dejected, but equally they're still in the game.
Props to Marcus McGuane, who was the player that made that last-ditch attempt to make the block on Liam Sercombe. He didn't get there, but he got in his eye line, and that proved critical there at the end of the first half. Half-time here, Cheltenham 1, Oxford United 0.
Your team, always live with our team.
Bedlam at the Kassam Stadium, and Oxford United dance with delight.
Bringing Oxford United fans together.
History to be made. Such a joyous season for Oxford United.
BBC Radio Oxford Sport, the official broadcast partner of Oxford United.
BBC Radio Oxford Sport, good afternoon from Gloucestershire. This is Oxfordshire sports leader on the road with Oxford United, and Oxford with work to do in the second half. They trail against struggling Cheltenham by 1-0 in Des Buckingham's first game in charge. So another corner for Cheltenham into a crowded penalty area, and a shot comes in, and it's a goal for the home side, and they deserve it, to be honest with you. Smacked in by Rob Street, and it was coming through such a crowded area. Beadle didn't move, and Cheltenham have the lead. So that's the situation here. Cheltenham down to 10 men, second half on the way on 95.2 FM and on digital radio. We have second half commentary to come on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website and app from Court Place Farm. National League game. Oxford City playing this afternoon against bottom club Kidderminster and leading Kieran Bushnell.
Yeah, they're leading by 2-1. Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 1, but it's a really tight game here. Kidderminster well in the ascendancy in the last 15 minutes. City went in front just after the quarter-hour marker from an unlikely source. Big appeal for handball in the penalty area. The ball ricocheted off Kidderminster man Rhys McNally to Andre Burley, who smashed home his first ever goal for the club. 37 minutes on the clock, it was 2-0. A beautiful free kick over the top found Ollie Sanderson, who controlled the ball in mid-air, turned and smashed the ball into the net to make it 2-0. But Kidderminster were given a lifeline 3 minutes from half-time. A penalty for a handball adjudged to be given against Canis Carroll, and Ashley Hemming fired home. And after that, the last 2 minutes plus stoppage time, it was all Kidderminster as they had free kick after free kick. City had a lot of defending to do. They've held on at the break, but they've got a lot to do in the second half. The half-time score here, Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 1.
Let's go to National League North and Alfreton against Brackley. Tim Carroll.
Goalless here at half-time, much less to report, I have to say. A few chances at both ends, but I think 0-0 probably a fair reflection on the first half. Some encouraging signs for Brackley. Morgan Roberts making his first starter in the first 11 for quite some time, and he's forming a good partnership with Danny Newton up front, yet to produce the goal that Brackley crave. More to come in the second half, though, you feel. Alfreton 0, Brackley Town 0.
Let's hear about Banbury United this afternoon, playing at home against Curzon and Ashton, and following this one for us, Carla Buckingham.
It's half-time. Banbury 0, Curzon Ashton 0. Both sides having chances and neither being able to put any of them away. The best chance fell to Curzon's Isaac Sinclair, who spun Simeon May to win a free kick, but sadly couldn't make it count. Young defender Charlie Waller, on loan from MK Dons, is impressing on his debut and providing some much-needed stability in defence for the Puritans. This game could honestly go either way. Half-time score at Banbury Plant Hire Stadium, it's Banbury 0, Curzon Ashton 0.
Thank you. Premier League half-times like this. Well, earlier on a result, Manchester City 1, Liverpool 1. Trent Alexander-Arnold with the equaliser for Liverpool after Erling Haaland to put Manchester City in front. Manchester City's winning run at home that have been at 23 games over. Burnley 0, West Ham 0 at half-time. Luton 0, Crystal Palace 0. A couple of goals at St James's Park between Newcastle and Chelsea.
Sheffield with a cross, right-hand side, into the Chelsea penalty area. Strikes the back of the head of Gordon. Brings it out of the penalty area left-hand side. Runs forward. Stabbed into the path of Miley, places the ball, Isak with a turn and the finish, and Newcastle United lead by a goal to 0. James, I think, is just the decoy. It's going to be Raheem Sterling. It's a stuttering run-up from Sterling, who chips it and scores. just got the dip over the wall. Pope unmoved. Midway through the first half, Raheem Sterling loves scoring against Newcastle United. He's found the back of the net, and from that direct free kick, it's Newcastle 1, Chelsea 1.
Nottingham Forest 1, Brighton 2. Brighton coming from behind to lead at half-time at the City Ground. And Sheffield United 0, Bournemouth 2 in a big game at the bottom of the table. Brentford Arsenal is the early evening kick-off. In the Championship, Birmingham 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Bristol City 2, Middlesbrough 0. Huddersfield 0, Southampton 1. Goalless between Leicester and Watford. Coventry 1 up at Millwall. Norwich 1 up against QPR. Plymouth 2, Sunderland 0. Preston 0, Cardiff 0. Blackburn 1 up at Stoke. Swansea 2 up at home to Hull. West Brom against Ipswich is at 5:30. To League One then, Bolton, who come to the Kassam on Tuesday night, 2-0 up against Exeter and maybe heading towards the top spot. Carlisle 0, Charlton 0. Cheltenham 1, Oxford United 0. Derby 0, Bristol Rovers 0. Stevenage 1 up at Fleetwood thanks to Jamie Reid. Orient 1, Wigan 1 at the break. Lincoln 1, Barnsley 0. Northampton 0-0 with Cambridge. Peterborough 2 up against Burton. Portsmouth trailing at the break against Blackpool. That early goal from Owen Dale separating the two sides. Shrewsbury 1 up against Port Vale, and Wycombe 1, Reading 2 is a half-time. And from League 2, Swindon are leading Mansfield by a 1-0. 81333. Start your text with the word Oxford to have your say on what you've been hearing this afternoon. Melbourne Adam was excited, but we're looking timid and nervous. Driving home, it's only 1 goal. We've got to lift it up a gear in the second half, says Linda. Got to take advantage of 10 men now. Cheltenham are so Sunday League, I'm surprised they haven't got a pork scratching in goal. Cheltenham men on the line should have scored. Huge let off. That was Circum, yeah. Absolutely huge let off. And loads of you coming through on Twitter as well. Dan says it's what we deserve at this point. Cheltenham are not a second bottom team under Clark and are doing everything you'd expect. Lucky to be only 1 down, Oxford, but I can't see us being this bad in the second half. Over to you, Des. Thompson and Terry, not the performance we wanted, but with their red and a big team talk, we can win this. We are feeling like this is where we're losing the battle midfield. 81333. Start your text with the word Oxford at BBC Oxford Sport if you are getting involved on social media this afternoon. Let's bring in Nick Harris, who's been watching the game and all the replays. Nick, I just wanted to bring you in straight away on the sending off. No complaint. Cheltenham can't have any complaints about that, can they?
No, absolutely not, Jerome. He pulled him smack in the face. He's had a rough old time, Negra, against the Darryl Clark side, because, of course, he had a bad injury against Port Vale when he was manager at the end of last season, and really that was a real good point, yeah. And no, absolutely no doubt whatsoever. And like Eddie, I think the referee's done pretty well because it's been a fierce old game. It's really welcome to League One, isn't it? Fierce opposition, fighting for their lives. I've just seen the stats. They made 100 tackles against Oxford's 50 tackles in that opening 45 minutes. And yeah, the sending off obviously going to make a difference. Thank goodness Liam Circum didn't score that goal right at the end. And it's going to be the first half-time team talk for the new manager, Des Buckingham. It would be really interesting to be in that dressing room now. It'll also be interesting, Jerome, to see what changes he may make against 10 men Cheltenham.
Yeah, it's a good point. Eddie, he's obviously got people like, game-changing people like Murphy and Edwards on the bench. How quickly, against 10 men in particular, does Des Buckingham think about going there?
So it's a really good question. I would say that you want to give yourself every opportunity, and have we not seen enough? I would say we've seen enough in that first half, that we don't want another one like it, so get the changes as soon as possible. And that may mean whether that's changes tactically or changes via personnel. With the ones from what we've seen in that first 45, it's not Mills' best first 45 minutes he's ever had. But the way the game is, it's really narrow, but there's lengthwise. He could have success in it. So it's either different instructions to him, or it might be the case where, OK, we've seen enough, let's get some fresh legs on who have seen where the spaces are. We
talked about the personnel, but what about the system when you're playing against 10 men? I suppose what will be interesting is what Darryl Clark does with his team. Now this is his chance to completely reorganise, isn't it, at half-time? Does he do that, or does he think, hang on, we've got Oxford where we want them?
So, just on our system, first and foremost, it's now gives even more credence to people like Bodin, and Rodriguez especially to get in the ball. What they might find is that Cheltenham are more compact, and therefore there's less space in the middle, and this is where I don't like talking about people who aren't here, but Greg Lee not being here is a real blow, because that impetus he has down the left-hand side creates an extra body inside, and if you're not having that and you haven't got that, would it be a daft suggestion to put Kyle Edwards attacking from full-back so that we get an extra body further up and closer to Mark Harris as well? There's options attacking-wise on the bench. That's the one thing we're not sure of that.
Half-times in non-league football for you. Gosport 0, Didcot 0, Leighton 0, Kidlington 0, Division 1 Central of the Southern League, North Lee 0, Waltham Abbey 0, and Biggleswade against Tame is also goalless at the break, so goals at a premium this afternoon. Chinner 35, Richmond 7 in the rugby, Barnes 19, Henley 12 at half-time. Two teams are making their way out for the second half, which is live for you next.
Every kick, tackle and goal.
Back with a bang, Oxford United. What a ball in! What a finish! Oxford get what they deserve.
All the action is just moments away.
The Oxford United fans are loving every minute of it. And we are underway.
BBC Radio Oxford Sport, the official broadcast partner of Oxford United.
This is the Doctor. I'm back.
Nice to meet you, skinny man.
That's Donna Noble, my best friend. We travelled the universe together through time and space, but I had to wipe her memory to save her life. Goodbye.
No!
If she remembers me, she will die. But something's coming for us, something bad, and 9 million people are in mortal danger. I think we need to run.
Their time has come. Doctor Who starts tonight on BBC iPlayer.
And welcome back to the Royal Charging Stadium for exclusive second half commentary of Oxford City versus Kidderminster Harriers in the National League. Oxford City leading by 2-1 at half-time, but that doesn't tell the full story of the first half, because Kidderminster, despite being bottom of the table, were well on top in the dying moments, and certainly the last 10 minutes of the first half, and City will have it all to do in the second half if they're going to get a crucial 3 points from this one. Andy will be back on at commentary shortly, and Andy, a first half that doesn't tell the full story. City leading, but they had a lot of defending to do in those last 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was a weird one. I think when Oxford City went 2-0 up, they had a good spell, but you could probably say Kidderminster have been the better team. The question is whether they deserved the goal, because City have been defending really well after answering all the questions that Kidderminster have asked for them, but a penalty given against Canis Carroll for handball. And I was just trying to have a little look at a premature replay at half-time. Couldn't quite find one on the camera. I couldn't find out how to play it back. But after speaking to some fans and players that were in different areas of the ground, I've had so many different opinions about it. There was a Kidderminster Harriers perspective, which we alluded to earlier. Like, if Canis Carroll was the man that gave away the penalty for handball, he should have been booked, and he was booked just minutes later for dissent, so should have been off. I had one fan say that it was never a corner, which led to the handball, and I've had fans say, oh, it's hit his hand, but it's a little bit under there, and I've also heard fans that say it didn't hit his hand at all. So who knows at this point of view? We'll find out when we watch the highlights back.
Such a tough job, isn't it, being a referee at this level? The game's played at 100 miles an hour. We had one last week, didn't we, Andy, where the handball led to a second yellow card and subsequently a red card, so you never know really, and it's a tough job, and the referee Aji Ajibola hasn't really been too bad today. I think he's been pretty decent, pretty fair so far, but now Kidderminster
was a chance
looking for an equaliser,
headed towards goal by Jack Lambert. And when I say towards goal, it eventually diverted away from Jack Bycroft's goal. Again, Kidderminster picking up from where they left off. They are desperate to get back onto level terms in this game. Here's Hobson, the right-sided midfielder, finds Rhys McNally, who's made his way up from the back. Plays it back to Hobson, crossing to the box. Pakawa cleared only as far as the edge of the area, and Lambert sends a rasping effort towards goal, and it drives past Jack Bycroft's right-hand post. Again, the goalkeeper at full stretch, but that time he couldn't quite divert the effort on target. Kidderminster picking up from where they left off in the first half. A massive half ahead of us. As it stands, Oxford City aren't just out of the relegation zone, they're 2 places outside of it. That's the way things are going in the National League.
Dizzy heights.
Exactly, getting a nosebleed with so far up the league table. They'll need to keep that hold of that. If they are to stay above that dotted line in May or April, they will have to win this game. Here's Josh Parker. Collects the ball midway through the Kidderminster half. Didn't have any options up with him, so he'll slow the game down just a little bit. Ball knocked down towards the byline for Josh Parker. He'll follow it all the way, Josh Parker.
Great work.
It was really great work because it was a heavy touch from him, but he chased it all the way. And usually you see the Kidderminster defenders just shield that out for a goal kick, but he managed to follow it, and instead it's behind for a corner. Chance for City to have a corner. It's been
first corner of the game, I think, for that.
I think it might be. I think they've had a free kick in the from Humphrey Ewers. It's a chance really to see what City can do from a set piece. Here's Humphrey Ewers, floated cross into the box. Players go down inside the areas. There's muted appeals for a penalty now. Cole Pekawa has his hands on his head. He thinks that Oxford City should have had a penalty. Canis Carroll hauled down inside the area. Another interesting talking point here. But the referee, Aji Ajibola, has given nothing here. More appeals because City think that ball's gone out of play, but Hemmings has adjudged to have kept it in play. Coming forward here, Hemmings, but the shot's all wrong. Grasps his left foot around it and it flies over the cipher stand. I'm looking at Cole Pekawa, the City centre half. He's got his hands on his head. He's adamant that Oxford City should have had a penalty, and from the press box it looked like it should have been.
I'm going to say, I was just saying that he hadn't had a bad first half, but that to me looked like a nailed on penalty. Cole Pekawa cannot believe it, and for the penalty that was given in the first half for a dubious handball, that was every bit as much of a penalty in my view. But as I say, it's very, very tough as a referee. You get one look, game played at 100 miles an hour, but from where we're sitting, we're not in a bad position here. That did look like a penalty, but it wasn't given, and it remains 2-1, and City will be looking to try and get that 2-goal advantage back as quickly as they can.
It is a hard job, and it's fine margins. Will one of these teams be looking back at one of these games, just a little bit of human error that could be the finest of fine margins between survival in the 5th tier of English football and relegation to the 6th in the National League regionalised divisions? City need to stand up to the challenge here, though, and whether they like it or not, these decisions haven't gone in their favour, but they are ahead. But by the kind of way the game's playing out, it's Kidderminster that having all the momentum. City trying to match them, but here's Ryan McLean down the right, parried all the way by Mitchell Roberts, gets a left foot on that. Corner to Kidderminster. Again, another chance to float across into the box, and the Kidderminster fans are well and truly getting behind their team now. They're shooting towards the cipher stand from left to right as we see it, in front of those 250 or so travelling Kidderminster fans. Just under 1,000 people in the Royal Charging Stadium today. 971 I think is the official figure we've been given. I'll just confirm that in a few moments, but they might have something to cheer about here. Kidderminster, corner, short one, work to Hemmings, onto the edge of the area now to McLean, shoots towards goal, well blocked, and City can counter here with McEachran. He's one-on-one here, Zach McEachran, but here come Kidderminster back in their droves to defend, and in the end it doesn't matter anyway, because Zach McEachran's pass is very loose and bounces back into the feet of a red shirt, and brilliant footwork from Latrell Humphrey, who nutmegs his man inside the air, inside the on the halfway line. Sorry, I need to catch my breath because this half has started in such a lively fashion. Here's Sanderson, just about, does he? No, can't control the ball. It's nicked off his feet from Kidderminster. Now it's their chance to launch another attack at goal. Absolutely breathless start to this second half here. 51 minutes on the clock. Oxford City 2, Kidderminster 1. Andre Burley and Ollie Sanderson's first half goals cut back from Ashley Hemming's penalty just before the interval to half the deficit. Kidderminster attacking down the left-hand side, but Andre Burley, scorer of City's first goal, does well to get his body in the way and see that out for a City throw-in. Breathless stuff, and we're only in 7 minutes into this half. You've got to think, if this game continues in the way it's going, momentum-wise at least, the more the game goes on, perhaps Kidderminster will start to get a little bit more luck in the final third from open play.
Yeah, you certainly get the feeling that there are more goals in this one without a doubt, and at the moment it's Kidderminster in the ascendancy, cheered on by, I have to say, for a side at the bottom, fantastic away support.
Well, they might have something to cheer again here as here's the ball. Hobson, it's Amari Morgan-Smith, and it's in, and Kidderminster do equalise. Jack Bycroft managed to get a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out, and Kidderminster do have an equaliser. It's taken them 7 minutes to get it. It's their top scorer, Amari Morgan-Smith, who's got the finishing touch. Cross across the box. Morgan-Smith met it. Bycroft got a hand to it, but it goes past him and into the net. And once again, we're on level terms in this game. And I have to say, it's been coming. Oxford City 2, Kidderminster 2.
You're right, it has been coming. There's no doubt about it. The last 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 of this half has really been all Kidderminster, and Oxford City need to show some character here, because at the moment it's them that are rocking on the back foot really, and Kidderminster very much on the front foot and in the ascendancy, and City, after being 2-0 up, have been pegged back. They've got a free kick now on the halfway line, but City just need to take a breather and realise where they're at in a relegation battle. It was not the best defending either. As you say, Bycroft got his hand to the ball. I think he got a hand to it off the bar.
He did his best. He couldn't do anything to stop that shot. He just got a hand to it. It was at point blank range almost, and I think he did send it onto one part of the woodwork, but it deflected in. But if you're an Oxford City or player or Ross Jenkins, or you're a fan for the Hoops, you'd certainly be happy with how clinical they've been in front of goal. They need to create some more chances. Here's Rennie Smith, plays the ball out to Parker on the left-hand side. Roberts now looks to shape for a cross, but he has nobody in support apart from Josh Parker on the touchline. Here's Humphrey Ewers, drives forward, good ball into what looked like the feet of Mitchell Roberts. He did in fact stray offside, so it's going to be a free kick to Kidderminster. But it's those Kidderminster fans that are in full voice at the moment. And at the moment, Oxford City will be hoping that goal will have woken them up, because when they went 2-0 up, they had the wind underneath their sails. They looked good, but that penalty has just completely turned this game on its head. And it's Kidderminster that are level again.
In National League North, Brackley have the lead at Alfreton. Gaz Dean, back from injury, has put Brackley in front. Alfreton 0, Brackley Town 1, Banbury still 0-0 with Curzon Ashton.
Again, City penned into their own half. Pekawa trying to shield the ball out, but Alex Penny, the right back, is simply not letting that happen. And it's a free kick to Kidderminster there, right on the edge of the area. I'm not sure, I can't see the referee. Is he going to book?
Yeah, he's just
Pekawa?
yellow carded Rennie Smith.
Rennie Smith or Cole Pekawa, who gave the ball away. I didn't quite see that because my view has been blocked by the stanchion, but there is a really good chance here again for Kidderminster, who from 2-0 down could go ahead if they play their cards right from this set piece. Jack Lambert to take it right on the byline. There's a one-man wall from Zach McEachran, just basically to stop the ball from whizzing towards the near post. Everyone up from the back apart from Caleb Richards. The whistle goes, clipped towards the back post, headed away by Carroll, but behind the head of Christian Pearce. Now here's Ryan McLean looking for an angle to send in across, finds Lissimore. Now to Hobson, 25 yards out from goal. Brilliant ball over to the right to find Jack Lambert. Lambert cross into the box again, but Pekawa gets the head to it and it's cleared, but only to the edge of the area. City can't be safe yet. Here's Lissimore. Crossing from Hemmings, but straight into the face of Lewis Coyle. There's going to be a brief hiatus in play here because Coyle's taken a little bit of a whack there from the ball. And on a cold day like it is today, that is certainly going to sting. But at the moment, all the momentum is coming from Kidderminster, and their fans, for what seems like the first time in weeks, have something to shout about in the National League. They've come from 2 goals behind here at the Royal Charging Stadium, and at the moment they are levelled at 2-2. Andre Burley and Ollie Sanderson's first half goals cancelled out by Ashley Hemmings' penalty and Amari Morgan-Smith's point blank shot from inside the 6-yard box, which Jack Bycroft did so well to even get a hand to, but he couldn't keep it out. Throw-in taken, and we're back underway here. City with it all to do. Cross into the box again. That one headed out a little bit further down the pitch from Cole Pakawa. Ollie Sanderson will look to take on the Kidderminster team on his own, and almost does, and wins a throw-in. Brilliant centre-forward play from Ollie Sanderson to take on around about 3 players to get City up the pitch, and that's what they need. They just need a little spell of play here, Oxford City, where they keep the ball and they can play their stuff. Ball down the line, headed away. Smith into the back of Ollie Sanderson, who had his back towards goal. Burley sends a pass towards McEachran, doesn't find him, but bounces back into the path of Ollie Sanderson. But again, City lose possession, and Hemmings gets himself out of a sticky situation, and Kidderminster Harriers will bring the ball over the halfway line and win a throw-in. City just cannot get going at the moment. Every time they get the ball, the possession is turned over rather cheaply, and Kidderminster will come forward again. You've just got to hope that when the balance of play does sort of flip and City do have their chances, that they take them like they did in the first half. Here come Kidderminster again, though, from McNally, the centre half, and McNally sends a shot towards goal low, but Bycroft gets down well, and he gets a right leg to it to send it behind for another Kidderminster corner. So close for the Kidderminster centre half there. City backs against the wall stuff. Another corner, and Rhys McNally forcing a brilliant save from Jack Bycroft there. Great stop from the City goalkeeper on loan from Southampton, but the danger again is not over. Low cross into the box, and it's eventually cleared and out for a throw-in by Latrell Humphrey-Ewers. It'll take a bounce off the advertising hoardings and all the way down the pitch, which can't help Kidderminster. Gives just City a little bit of time to organise their ranks.
Yeah, Andy, I'm going to say that at the moment there only looks like one side that's going to score the next goal, and that's Kidderminster. But you have to hope, don't you, that this little purple patch will fade and then City will get a purple patch of their own, because they've really been up against it in the first 15 minutes of the second half.
I'm just looking at the Oxford City bench, everyone on their feet. They can't be happy with what they've seen in this second half, but there is plenty of time for both teams here. Half an hour to go at the Royal Charging Stadium. Oxford City 2, Kidderminster 2. Ball sent from Burley down the right wing, which Lewis Coyle will chase, but Alex Penny gets there first and will send the ball up the field, but Burley gets a header to it. Rennie Smith rescues possession for the Hoops. Pakawa now. Can City start to build and stop that Kidderminster momentum? Long ball forward from Carroll, headed into the path of Coyle, touches it down the City wide man. Tries to find McEachran, just about wins possession of the ball. McEachran on the edge of the area, jinks inside, finds Parker on the edge of the box, sends a shot towards goal, and is that in? Oh, so close. The shot from Parker, he wrapped his right foot around it and sent a curling effort towards goal, but it bounces off the stanchion in behind the post. It goes inches wide of Christian Dibble's left post and bounces behind it. Look from the press box, it might just be creeping into the bottom corner. No such looks for Oxford City, but close. A lot better from Josh Parker, and City once again showing that when they do have that little chance, they can really test Christian Dibble, and there's going to be a brief break in play. Jack Bycroft gone down with an injury. Hopefully he's okay. Perhaps got that injury after making that impressive save to deny Rhys McNally, but it will give both managers the chance to just talk to their players, settle them down, because this 30-odd minutes, including extra time or additional time, is going to be crucial in both of these teams' season. We said it before the game, Kieran, that a point, no matter if Kidderminster came from 2 goals behind, it's a brilliant draw and it feels like a win, or Oxford City, where you've done it the other way around, a point probably isn't good enough on the grand scale. This game is there to be won for one team and needs to be won by one team.
It's a game completely on a knife edge, isn't it? I think Kidderminster would have certainly taken a draw when they went 2-0 down, but the way they're playing in this second half, you really think that Oxford City might be there for the kill, to be honest, because apart from that shot that went just wide from Josh Parker, it's been really all Kidderminster, and they don't look like a side that are bottom of the table with just 3 wins. They look like a side that are full of confidence, and they're the side really looking in the ascendancy at the moment, and cheered on by that big away following. You just hope, as I said, that their purple patch will fade, and maybe this little break in play could have actually played into City's favour.
Perhaps a little bit of break of play, a few drinks and gels and energy gels taken on to just settle the nerves, maybe a few words from Ross Jenkins to say, come on lads, let's see where you're at. A few words from Russ Penn to say, keep it going. Another foul given. McNally pushed over by Josh Parker, who is on a booking, by the way.
I really don't think that was a foul, Andy. That was just a header, one in the air.
The free kick's been allowed to be taken quickly, and Kidderminster could score here. Cross across the ball. Oh, it's a sitter!
Oh, goodness
How has he missed? Amari Morgan-Smith, so reliable in front of goal, has blazed an effort from inside the 6-yard box, high and wide. In fact, it's gone out for a throw-in, so perhaps Jack Bycroft or the City defender tracking back managed to get a touch on that. But it was a golden opportunity. The referee allowing Kidderminster to catch City off guard there with a free kick, and although they did have a little break, the momentum is right back into the hands of the visitors. Rennie Smith, just about does he stop the ball from going out for a corner? No, throw-in deep into the half.
But that chance has come from a free kick given in the middle of the park, which wasn't a free kick. Josh Parker won that ball in the air, headed it forward, and the referee's given a free kick there. And I'm not wishing to sound biased at all here, because I'm not, but that was a poor decision, and then the free kick taken quickly, and it allowed Amari Morgan-Smith a chance, but he's blazed it, or he's missed it from 6 yards out, and that's a real let-off for Oxford City.
Again, even if it was a free kick, there is an argument to say, what are you doing letting them take the free kick that quickly? Nevertheless, still 2-2 here. By the way the game's going, you think City were getting beaten. Anyway, here comes Lewis Coyle, and the referee gives another foul against Oxford City, this time against Lewis Coyle, pushing the bat. The City bench up in arms. They are not happy with the decisions there. They are soft, but there is a consistency from the referee, because he keeps giving soft fouls, but they all seem to be falling to Kidderminster, who are again on the search for that third goal. Ball into the feet of Ryan McLean, goes head to head with Pakawa, can't clear the line. City into the right corner. Hobson is held there by Mitchell Roberts. Now he's got Josh Parker following him in, and it goes out for a City goal kick, and an opportunity for just us to take a little bit of a breather, and Jack Bycroft to send the ball as high up the field as he can. With a little bit of movement on the bench here as Bycroft sends the goal kick out of play. That's not good enough from a City point of view. And there's movement on the City bench. Alex McQueen is stripped and ready to come on. He's not going to be able to do that until the next break of play. He's getting his last instructions from manager Ross Jenkins here, and we prepare to see who makes way for one of City's latest additions. Meanwhile, Kidderminster in possession again. They are really bringing the game to Oxford City here. Christian Pearce over to the right to the impressive Rhys McNally, who's been causing City all sorts of problems down this right-hand side. Here's Pekawa into Humphrey Ewers, and City, for the first time in what seems like this second half, have a little bit of play where they can knock the ball around. Here's Coyle, full stretch to find McEachran. Appeals for a foul from Kidderminster this time, not met by the referee. Here's Roberts looking for an angle to cross the ball, but he's tracked back by McNally. Rennie Smith looking for an angle to find a hoop shirt, but there's just a low mid block of red and white shirts there to deny Oxford City from encroaching on the area. Smith to McEachran. You just think as each minute or second ticks on in this game that they just need that little bit of magic from a Zach McEachran or a Josh Parker to unlock this Kidderminster defence. Parker goes down. Free kick now to Oxford City. A really good area, and it's from an area where Josh Parker would probably fancy himself here. Meanwhile, there is a substitution. It's Zach McEachran who's replaced by Alex McQueen.
This is a really similar position, isn't it, Andy, to the free kick at Wealdstone a couple of weeks ago. Same sort of area, left edge of the penalty area. It's definitely going to be Josh Parker territory, this.
It is, and rather surprising. Zach McEachran going off for Alex McQueen. McQueen, one of the City's latest additions, as we said, still getting back to full fitness. He played his first game against Ebbsfleet after 416 days out after leaving MLS 2 team Indy 11 in the MLS. But it is Josh Parker over this, as well as the youngster Latrell Humphrey-Ewers. And you're exactly right, Kieran. He did score from a little bit further out, in fact, against Wealdstone. 3-man wall, which doesn't look 10 yards anyway. That is absolutely nowhere near it, as well as Josh Parker.
We bigged him up there, didn't we?
We bigged him up too much as the free kick absolutely balloons over the crossbar and out for a goal kick. Again taken quickly by Kidderminster. They are in a hurry here. They do not want to let Oxford City rest for even a second. They are really bringing the game to the hoops. But City perhaps showing signs that they're growing in confidence themselves and coming forward. A big second half of this second half to come up. So I'll switch over to Kieran Bushnell to take you through to full time.
You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website, and at Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 2. Kidderminster were 2-0 down, of course, and have pulled level and have been on top in the second half. Cheltenham Town still leading Oxford United by 1-0 at Wadden Road. 10-man Cheltenham leading Des Buckingham's Oxford United. If you want that one, that's on 95.2, Freeview Channel 722, and on digital. Banbury United still 0-0 at home to Curzon Ashton. Brackley leading Alfreton by 1-0. But here at the Royal Charging Stadium, a pulsating game of football, and Kidderminster Harriers at the moment looking for a third goal to go in front. Cole Kapower heads that one clear, but only back to a Kidderminster man again. It's with Hobson in the centre of the park, down to Kai Lissimore, out to this right touchline with Rhys McNally, who's been really impressive in this second half. Kai Lissimore plays a little 1-2 in the centre of the park. He's going to find Ryan McLean on this right touchline. Josh Parker chasing him down and trying to put him under pressure, and he's forced McLean a little bit wider, and then a shot from distance, but that's going to flick off of the second goal scorer Amari Morgan-Smith off the back of his heel, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick. We've got 20 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Can Oxford City get themselves a little foothold back into this game? I say back into this game, it is still level at 2-2, but they have been rocking in this second half.
Yeah, it certainly feels like that. And I'm getting in the week I was listening to Notts County's manager talk about their set pieces at a fans forum, and they're doing something very similar to what Kidderminster are doing. They do not wait. They take short corners every time and do not give the opposition any chance to regain take the breath, and it causes absolute mayhem, and they score from so many set pieces, similar to what Kidderminster are doing here. City have not had a chance to regain the composure in this game.
And it's now Kidderminster again on the attack. That's going to be a free kick, and this could be trouble for Josh Parker. This could be big trouble for Josh Parker because he's down under the challenge, McNally, and this could be a second yellow for the City front man.
If it is a second yellow, it'll be the softest second yellow ever, but he has... the Kidderminster man's going to make a meal of it, and all of a sudden, from being 2-0 up, you're going to... perhaps he's bringing over Canis Carroll as well, so I think Carroll... He might just get away with it, Josh Parker.
Perhaps.
Last warning.
Absolutely.
But again, perhaps
you'd almost say, wouldn't you, if this is the last warning, Ross Jenkins needs to get him off the field.
Yeah, I think...
Because the last thing City want now is to go down to 10 men. A big conversation.
He's been let off there.
He has. And there's down to 10 men Oxford United now as well, by the way. So they're still trailing Cheltenham by a goal to nil. Ruben Rodriguez has been sent off for Oxford United, so that's 10v10 at Wadden Road.
I will say this. I'm not quite sure what the referee is doing in this second half. It is very unfair. I think City can feel aggrieved. Another chance for the visitors. But there's still so long to go in the game.
Free kick from this right touchline. Into the penalty area it goes, up into the air, Kolpakawa to the edge of the box. Back Kidderminster with a shot at goal there, but blocked and closed down well by 2 or 3 City players. Has been out to the right hand side to Lambert. Lambert gets the ball in, and a really good save there from Bycroft. A point blank save. He's pushed it behind from Amari Morgan-Smith, and that was a crucial interception. It's gone behind for another corner to Kidderminster. And in this second half, Oxford City really have been really on the back foot. Another corner coming in. This time it's gone all the way across the face of goal, and it's going to go out of play for a goal kick. Oxford City are absolutely rocking here on the back foot, and Kidderminster are the side that look likely to snatch a winner in this one.
There's 17 minutes to go of the 90, plus extra time. This is the time for cool heads. The ball has gone flashing past the goal to the... Well, it just took one nick from a Kidderminster player, or even an Oxford City player, and that would have been bundled into the back of the net. And Kidderminster would have been 3-2 up. City need to have cool heads here. They need to start getting back into the ascendancy, just to carve out that one chance. Because when they do have chances, they look like scoring. But they don't seem to be creating those at the moment. And Kidderminster seem to be creating them in absolutely bucket loads.
They really do, and it's with Amari Morgan-Smith now, who's certainly shaken off that first half knock that he seemed to pick up. When their tails are up, but Amari Morgan-Smith has looked really dangerous today. Kidderminster in possession again on that far touchline, looking for their first win in the league since the 7th of October. There is a substitution being ready. I can only imagine that's going to be Josh Parker coming off, because you have to protect him. You can't go down to 10 men. That's a ball given away this time.
Sanderson's in here.
Pearson. And now there's a chance for Sanderson to run at goal. But really good defending though from Penny, and he's forced to go back to his goalkeeper. And Sanderson closing down the goalkeeper, Dibble, and
brilliant work.
Aerial challenge one there, but now City on the attack again.
It's a poor ball from the Cheltenham.
Really poor ball, but
McQueen
has picked up the loose ball, but it's with City now in the centre of the Kidderminster half of the field. Lewis Coyle, little ball through to Parker on that right touchline. This may be Parker's last action, and that's a bit of a woeful cross, but it has managed to find its way all the way across to Mitchell Roberts on this left flank, who sends the ball back in. Header, and it's oh my goodness me!
Oh, he's offside. I thought he was
offside
just
anyway.
Oh, I saw the referee go to his whistle. It hit the underside of the crossbar, and I saw the referee go to his whistle, and I thought, right, that's it. He scored. He's going to give it. It's crossed the line, but he's just straight offside. That is his last action. He's going to be replaced by Reece Fleet.
Well, that has to happen, that substitution, because I don't think Josh Parker would have survived the rest of this match if he'd have stayed on, because he was on his last warning. So Reece Fleet, the club captain, comes on to replace Josh Parker.
It just goes to show, when City do create those chances, they do test Dibble in the Kidderminster net, but those chances have been few and far between in this second half. Hopefully in those last 15 minutes you see that tide to turn. It doesn't look like it's going to, because here come Kidderminster again.
Indeed they do, and City yet again have defending to do at this stage. As we're standing at the moment, City might be happy with the point, because it's been like the Alamo at times in this second half for Kidderminster. So now that's a good challenge in the middle of the park. Now can City launch a counter-attack themselves? On the right side, but good defending there right on the touchline. And now Kidderminster back in possession again, but dispossessed. Rennie Smith bundled down in the centre circle. Referee says play on. Coyle. Latrell Humphrey is a first time all looking for Roberts, but that's no way Roberts is going to get anywhere near that, and that's going to roll out a play harmlessly. Banbury United still 0-0 at home to Curzon Ashton, but Aidan Elliott Wheeler has been sent off, so a red card in that one as well. Red cards flying around Oxfordshire today. United still trail Cheltenham by a 0-0 in League One. In fact, it's now 2-0 to Cheltenham. Cheltenham Town 2, Oxford United 0. So not a good start to the Des Buckingham era. Wadden Road, Cheltenham Town leading United by 2-0. Canis Carroll, can City mount an attack that is meaningful and put some challenges in and get a chance to get a goal, but given away in the centre of the park? And Kidderminster will come away with it again, with Rhys McNally out to the left-hand side to Caleb Richards, who's going to advance over the halfway line. Good defending there, though, by Andre Burley, the St Kitts and Nevis international. But Kidderminster certainly haven't looked like a side at the bottom of the table, and if they play like this for the rest of the season, they're going to pick up some useful points, I fancy, because it's been pretty much all Kidderminster in this second half. And another free kick given away, a needless free kick as well, given away by Mitchell Roberts on this right touchline, and another opportunity for Kidderminster to get this ball into the box. And you'd rather fancy, Andy, that one of these set pieces is going to end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, every time they have a set piece, they're getting closer and closer. 12 minutes to go, that's a long time as well. It really is one-way traffic at the moment.
Lambert with this free kick. Amari Smith in the area, headed up into the air over the bar, and it's going to go to play for a goal kick. In fact, it's gone out of the ground over the stand, so a chance for Oxford City to again just take a breath. But it's not looking particularly rosy for City at the moment. They still are level at 2-2, but it could have been, and probably you'd say should have been, at 2-0 up so much better. But Kidderminster, well, I'm almost starting to suggest they might be disappointed with the draw, because they've been so dominant in this second half. But now, is there a chance for City to counter down this left side with Mitchell Roberts? Roberts is forced out of play. The assistant referee has no idea which way that's to go.
Neither did the referee. They were just waiting for the first one to pick up the ball there. There was a race between Roberts and Lambert.
I actually think they got it wrong, because I think it's come off of Mitchell Roberts. But there you go. It's with Mitchell Roberts now. Rennie Smith. Good footwork from Smith, but he's closed down by two players. It's now gone to Reece Fleet, who's taken the captain's armband off of Canis Carroll, as he is the club captain at Oxford City. Good to see Reece Fleet back. Good ball over the top from Rennie Smith, but good defending, headed back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, brilliant ball over from Fleet, looking for Rennie Smith, but brilliant defending from the captain, Christian Pearce. If he missed that, Fleet was in and you back him to score, but he got the header on it, and Christian Dibble was all the better for it.
Ollie Sanderson nearly caused a few issues with the goalkeeper there, but the keeper just about managed to get the better of it.
Ollie Sanderson's been my Oxford City man of the match at the moment. He's scored that fantastic goal out of nothing and has basically put City 2-0 up, and is the reason why they're drawing at the moment. He hasn't stopped running, hasn't had too much of the ball, but he's been the outstanding performer for City this afternoon. I think Kidderminster are getting their first substitute of the game ready as well.
Oh, indeed. Free kick to City right on the halfway line, and it's Latrell Humphrey Ewers in towards Cole Kapower, but headed clear. But City still in the ascendancy, but the offside flag's gone up on the far side, and it's going to be a free kick to Kidderminster Harriers as we go into the final 10 minutes of the 90. I'm not going to have a guess how many minutes of stoppage time are going to be added on, because I was completely wrong in the first half. I don't know where they got 5 minutes from, but it is a substitution, and it's going to be Amari Morgan-Smith making way. No, it's not. In fact, it's Ryan McLean making way, sorry.
Yeah, it's a good change. Ben Tollett, he's been here, there and everywhere. Good midfielder, formerly of Portsmouth, coming through their ranks. He's played in the league and dropped down to non-league with Fylde, was a key cog in their team that helped them in the National League North and prior to that the National League. He's a good player to bring on when you're looking for a winner.
And the PA announcer also got it wrong. He also thought it was Amari Morgan-Smith, but it is Ryan McLean that's made way for Ben Tollett for these last 10 minutes. Always tests my eyesight, Andy, looking at the substitution boards from the other side of the pitch, and a 19 and a 9 can look quite similar. And the Tannoy announcer was the same as me and thought it was Amari Morgan-Smith, but it's not. Well, he's still on the field.
I wish it was. He's had a good game when he's had the chances in front of goal.
He really has.
Not had an amazing game. He's not taken the game by the scruff of the neck, but got that old infamous goal and has really dragged his team out of the mire with a really good centre-forward performance tonight.
Yeah, particularly when you bear in mind that he definitely picked up a bit of a knock in the first half, and he's run that off and he's looked really good and scored a goal. And now City have given the ball away again, and it's with Hobson. Hobson out to Lambert. This is more defending to do for City, really scrappy defending. Lambert on the left side of the penalty area, into the box he goes. Hobson and City there just gave the ball away inexplicably just outside the penalty area when it looks easier just to clear the ball. But now there's a shot from distance. Great save from Bycroft. Crucial save, low down to his right, but it's dangerous, still not clear. And now there's a chance here for Kidderminster. Good interception there by Cole Pakawa, and it's a free kick given in the penalty area. But what a crucial low save that was from Jack Bycroft.
You know what, from our angle, I'm not sure if it's even come back off the post. If it was a save, it was a brilliant save, because it cannoned back off his palm or the post. So close. I'm not quite sure what Mitchell Roberts is doing there, because he's not straight away hooked it out of play. He's trying to get his body in the way to clear it from danger. Eventually gets a foul. These last 7 or 8 minutes or whatever we're going to get added on, perhaps 10, are going to be so nervy, because there's only one team that looks like they've got what it takes to win this, and it is Kidderminster Harriers.
It really is, and Kidderminster bottom of the table, but don't look like a side that are. But now City have got a little bit of possession themselves with Reece Fleet the skipper.
Yeah, I think they've been a little bit unlucky when you look at just the stats like goals scored versus conceded. The games have been very tight.
Oh, Rennie Smith's done really well. That's going to be a free kick, and that's going to be a yellow card for Kai Lissimore. That was a really good bit of work from Rennie Smith. He was hacked down.
Really good. However, it's a good foul from a Kidderminster perspective from Kai Lissimore. If he didn't bring him down there, Rennie Smith could have unleashed an effort towards goal. He'll take the yellow card every day. But this is what Oxford City need. They need a set piece themselves. We were saying the opposite to Kidderminster. They need their set pieces to land a glove. But this is what Oxford City need. The more the game's gone on, it's been like that for City. They need to make the most of this.
It's only a good foul if this doesn't go in.
Oh, of course.
And there's no Josh Parker now, so we've got. I'm just looking who's over the ball. We've got Latrell Humphrey-Ewers. He scored a good goal at Eastleigh rather. And it's Latrell Humphrey-Ewers just on the apex of the D. I think it's going to be Humphrey-Ewers, and let's hope it's a better effort on goal than the one we saw from Parker. Could be
Lewis Coyle.
Lewis Coyle. It's going to be Humphrey-Ewers with the shot, and it's gone over the bar. Just over the bar, but the goalkeeper had it covered. He wasn't really too concerned with that. And another chance goes begging. So yes, it was a good foul, Andy.
Yeah, close, but not close enough. Did well to wrap his right foot around it, but didn't really look like finding the net. Unlucky.
You're listening to BBC Radio Oxford Sport on BBC Sounds and on the BBC Sport website and app. Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 2. A little bit of shenanigans in the centre of the park there. Kai Lissimore's gone down under a challenge. It's another free kick to the visitors. We've got 4 minutes to go plus stoppage time, and I'm starting to think, Andy, the way this second half has gone, that Ross Jenkins might be satisfied to get out of this one with a point.
You'd think that. You would think that, but he will be disappointed. The performance hasn't really been there, and especially after going 2 goals ahead, and the performance hasn't been there. You've really. He will be really disappointed. There's still time, though. There is still time, and as we've seen in the first half, Oxford City, it took 2 chances and that was it. It was a goal. If they can do that one more time in this game, they could nick it against the run of play.
It doesn't matter how you win games when you're down the bottom, it's whether you win them, and at the moment it's 2-2, and that's going to be an offside free kick for Kidderminster Harriers as we head into the last 3 minutes of the 90. And if City didn't realise that they were going to be in a relegation battle this season, I think today has pretty much nailed that colour to the mast. They certainly will be, and they've got some big games coming up. Maidenhead United next weekend here at the Royal Charging Stadium, and another massive game next weekend for City, but they've got some defending to do yet again as we approach the 88th minute of the game.
Yeah.
Throw into the visitors down on the far touchline, cross in towards Amari Morgan-Smith. It's out to the edge of the penalty area to Hobson to Lissimore, who seems to have recovered from that little knock into penalty area with Hobson. Out to the right hand side to Rhys McNally. McNally back into Hobson again in the penalty area. Little bit of pinball in the 6-yard box and hook clear, but up only to Alex Penny, and again recycle the ball of Kidderminster, and they're mounting attack after attack, and thankfully for Oxford City that was a wasted cross.
It was, because again they had the City players penned into their own box, but it really is a case of just seeing this game out now and getting a point from Oxford City, because you get the feeling.
Yeah.
But looking at the results around the National League, results are not going City's way either. Maidenhead are leading against York, who obviously all the teams at the bottom are playing each other, but Ebbsfleet are winning 3-1 away at Oldham. It is a really, really bad day at the office if City are to not pick up all 3 points, in my opinion. But performance-wise, you're probably thinking City will be the luckier.
Yeah. They don't deserve at the moment anything more than that, but can they pinch something? Rennie Smith runs into a man. Massive appeal for a free kick. Rennie Smith going down as he runs into the defender. I'm not so sure about that one myself, but now Ben Tollitt into the penalty at the other end. A really crucial challenge from Cole Pakawa. And it's end-to-end stuff in these dying moments. And now City have a chance to attack. Beautiful ball almost for Sanderson, but not quite. Cut out there by Caleb Richards. Appeals for handball over on the far side, but nothing doing again.
It is winner takes it all.
To end at the moment. And City really desperate for the win.
It's frantic, but that might just suit Oxford City because they've not been at the races. They need to launch an attack. I'm just waiting for the fourth official's board. He's getting the minutes ready, but I'm of the opposite opinion. I thought Rennie Smith deserved a free kick there. Brilliant. Oh, and that's going to be a free kick, and that's exactly what you don't need. McQueen giving away a free kick in the corner when City had the ball, and it's just another chance for Kidderminster to launch the ball up towards another attack. I'm just waiting to see how many minutes are going to be added on here. I'm going to guess 4 or 5.
Bad news at the Bad news at the Banbury Plant Harkins. They've gone a goal down in the dying moments there at home to Curzon Ashton, so it's not a good day in Oxfordshire. Banbury trailing, Oxford United trailing, Oxford City holding on, dare I say, to a 2-2 at the moment against the basement boys Kidderminster Harriers. Free kick to the visitors from the offside. It's 6 minutes to go, so 6 minutes of stoppage time to go here at the Royal Charging Stadium. It's an electric atmosphere inside the ground, Andy. Probably one of the best atmospheres I've felt this season, and I think that's because both home and away fans know the crucialness of this game and the crucialness of getting all 3 points.
Yeah, it is crucial, and it's one of them. I think both teams are going to be really disappointed. Oxford City, if it stays this way, Oxford City are going to be disappointed that the performance wasn't really there. Kidderminster are going to be disappointed they don't take all three. There's no winners today if there's a draw. We've said it before. Boreham Wood winning now against Woking at home. It is really...
Couldn't go much worse for City today, could it, really?
Well,
except Kidderminster perhaps scoring a winner in the dying moments. That's the last thing. If anybody from Kidderminster's watching the live stream or listening to this radio broadcast, your side have really done you proud. Apologies if you heard a little bit of industrial language there, as another free kick goes against Oxford City midway inside their half of the field, and you just get the feeling that the only side that are likely to snatch this are going to be Kidderminster. We've got 4 minutes to go, and if Kidderminster can get a win here, it's been a disastrous day for Oxford City. They really need to hold on to this, if nothing else, but this is another lot of defending that City have to do now.
I think they could have a crack here. There's no City wall.
They could have a crack. It's a long way out.
He could have a go here, and I'm not being funny. Like, why wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but it's a long way out. This, it is going to be a crack from distance, and it's a shot from distance, and it's only just over the bar. But Jack Bycroft was pretty comfortable that was going over the bar. That's safety for City.
Wasn't far away.
It wasn't far away, but Bycroft was pretty comfortable with that one. And there's going to be a substitution here for the visitors, and it's going to be Jack Lambert making way.
Number 11, Jack Lambert, replaced by number 14, Zach Brown.
And Zach Brown comes on for these last few minutes. And Kidderminster Harriers fans listening to this, you can be very proud of your side's performance there. You've been pretty outstanding in this second half, I have to say. But there could still be a winner either way, because it's 2-2 as we head into the third minute of stoppage time, and a free kick this time given for Oxford City. Andre Burley brought down in the just inside.
He's onside, McQueen. Oh,
no. A late flag.
I just said he was onside there, Alex McQueen. He timed his run in my mind perfectly. And then the linesman flag goes up. I'm not sure he's got that one right, but that's the sort of day it's been for Oxford City.
Yeah, it's a late flag, but it's gone up, but it's offside. It's another free kick to Kidderminster Harriers. There's a late substitution being readied for City. I think it's Aaron Williams-Bush now likely to be coming on for these last few minutes, or is it Tafari Moore? My eyesight's no good, Andy.
Yeah, it's going to be Tafari Moore who's going to come on, if he's going to get a chance to do so.
Now, is there a chance here for Kidderminster? There is a chance, because that's a great effort. An angled strike from the substitute Ben Tollett, set up there by Rhys McNally, and on the angle he's drilled it just over the bar. That one had Jack Bycroft just keeping him a little bit interested, but it's just gone over the bar, and it is Tafari Moore coming on.
Well, if I was Russ Penn, I would be absolutely fuming with Ben Tollett, because although the angle was there for a shot, it was tight. It was really tight, and there were players up with him inside the 6-yard box, and all he had to do was float across into an area for someone to attack it.
2 minutes to go then here at the Royal Charging Stadium. Is there a goal in this? Who knows? But at the moment, City on the attack, but Kidderminster win possession back through Caleb Richards, and now Kidderminster trying to come forward, but Mitchell Roberts just wins a midfield tussle there with Bailey Hobson. Kapawa tries to find Tafari Moore, but that's an aimless pass from Pakawa. Tafari Moore was screaming for the ball down this left side, totally aimless, and then Kidderminster recycle possession again with Tollett. Little threaded through ball towards Morgan Smith. Morgan Smith goes down under a challenge. Big appeal for a penalty from the fans behind the goal to my right. The referee quite rightly waved that one away. He went down far too easily for my liking this time. He stays down, does Morgan Smith. And with a minute to go in this one, Morgan Smith's going to get back up onto his feet. Maybe just avoiding himself a yellow card for a dive there, sort of possibly suggesting to the referee that there was contact, but it was definitely no penalty there. Bycroft drops the ball down and clears it up over the halfway line out to the right hand side, trying to find McQueen, but back into City territory again. Last chance saloon here, 20 seconds to go, given away to Tollett. Surely there's not going to be a last chance goal here for Kidderminster. Terrible bit of defending to give the ball away. Tollett still on the ball, closed down well there, but Tollett comes away with the ball again. He's still on the ball, Tollett, out to Lissimore. Kidderminster finishing this match in the ascendancy. City desperate, will be desperate to defend this now as we go into the time added on after stoppage time. Kidderminster still in possession. City just need to hold on there. Really rocking here, City. Ball into the penalty area, looking for McNally at the back post. Still Kidderminster in possession. Still the referee plays on. It's with Hobson. Hobson tries to get himself towards the penalty area. Cross into penalty area, headed clear by Pakawa, and that's a crucial interception, but still Kidderminster in possession. Still the referee plays on with Lissimore on the ball. Lissimore in towards Tollett. Tollett on the edge of the box, closed down by two City players, goes down Hobson under a challenge. Referee says nothing doing, but now is there a chance for City to break right at the death? Lewis Coyle, he's got really nobody in front of him, so he opts to go left to Tafari Moore, the substitute. Moore in towards the penalty area. Tafari Moore gets himself onto an opportunity, and Ollie Sanderson forces a fantastic last-ditch save from the goalkeeper Christian Dibble.
That's a corner.
And it's going to be a corner. Ollie Sanderson there, he pulled the trigger.
Save.
And I thought that was going to be a winning goal in stoppage time. And it's not, because Dibble's made a fantastic save, but it's gone out for an Oxford City corner. And we're into the 8th minute of time added on. I don't know where the referees found this additional time from, but this is the last chance saloon. Oxford City with a chance from this final corner to see if they can snatch something out of the fire here. It's a corner on the far side. Latrell Humphrey-Ewers curling away, but the referee is not happy with something there.
I think, has he given a foul before or after the corner?
I'm not sure.
I thought he'd just given it after the corner's been taken, so it's going to be retaken here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He's just watching, but that is just, it sets the tone for him just to get out the easy way. Yeah. And as soon as this corner's taken, the easy thing is just to give a foul to Kidderminster.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
And then as soon as they hit the ball up front, it's full time.
You've called that, Andy. I reckon you might be right.
I think it will be exactly that. I'd be very surprised if it's not. You see it happen every week.
Every week.
I hope I'm wrong.
Free corner, last chance saloon then for Oxford City. The referee looking into the penalty area, into the box, and it's off the post, I think, and it's going to go out of play for a goal kick, and that is going to be the end of the game. I'm sure the referee will blow the whistle as soon as this ball cleared, but he doesn't. He's still playing on the referee. Where's he finding all this time from? And now there's a chance for Ashley Hemming into the penalty at the other end, and he fires a shot over the bar. And at long last, after 9 minutes of stoppage time, the referee blows the final whistle. What an amazing finish to this game. But it's finished Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 2. And we're going to hand back to Jerome Sale at Wadden Road. Well, they've held on, Jerome, to a 2-2 draw, but they were 2-0 up, Oxford City. But the second half, it really was all Kidderminster Harriers. City went 2-0 up in the first half. Andre Burley bundling home the first. Ollie Sanders with a beautiful goal for number 2. Kidderminster were given a lifeline just before half-time when Canis Carroll was adjudged to have handled in the box and Ashley Hemmings fired home. Kidderminster then pulled level. Amari Morgan-Smith firing past Jack Bycroft. It was all Kidderminster in the second half until the dying moment, and Oxford City were rocking at the back. Josh Parker very nearly got himself sent off. He was yellow carded and then had to be substituted because he was close to a red card himself. And Kidderminster Harriers have drawn this game 2-2, but it's going to be a poor result for Oxford City in this relegation battle. The final score here at the Royal Charging Stadium: Oxford City 2, Kidderminster Harriers 2.
Southern League Premier South, Didcot got a useful point at Gosport Borough from a 0-0 draw. Division 1 Central, Kidlington beaten 1-0 at Leighton. Tame 1, Biggleswade 0, North Lee 1, Waltham Abbey 0. Abbey Williams second, 11th goal of the season in that one. Chinner beaten Richmond 55-26 in National League 1 Rugby. Henley beaten 27-22 in National 2 East at Barnes. In the Premier League, Man City 1, Liverpool 1 earlier. West Ham coming from behind to beat Burnley 2-1. In the 13th minute of stoppage time, and now it is full time, Luton 2, Crystal Palace 1. Newcastle have beaten 10-man Chelsea 4-1. 10-man Brighton hanging on against Nottingham Forest, still playing in the 9th minute of stoppage time, 3-2 up Brighton. Sheffield United 1, Bournemouth 3 as a result. Liam Manning has his first win as Bristol City manager. Mark Sykes were the winner in the Championship against Middlesbrough this afternoon. In League One, Bolton have gone top with a 7-0 win over Exeter. Portsmouth beaten for the first time this season. 10-man Portsmouth beaten 4-0 at home by Blackpool. Reading have won away for the first time in more than a year, 2-1 at Wickham. Shrewsbury 2, Port Vale 1 as a result. Peterborough 4-0 winners in their game against Burton. Northampton 2, Cambridge 1. 2-2 between Lincoln and Barnsley. 1-1 between Orient and Wigan. Stevenage 3-0 winners at Fleetwood. Derby 2, Bristol Rovers 1 as a result. Carlisle equalising against Charlton to make it 1-1. Swindon 2-1 winners in League 2 against Mansfield. If you want to have your say on what you have seen and heard about Oxford United, and I'm just hearing there is an equaliser late on in the Wickham-Reading game. So that could yet not be a later... could yet not be a full-time. It is 2-2 Wickham against Reading. That is a late equaliser in that game in League One. If you want to have your say about what you've seen and heard this afternoon, 0808 100 9100 is our phone number. You can text 81333. Start your message with the word Oxford on social media at BBC Oxford Sport. Get your voice on Wasn't It the Game though. 0808 100 9100 is the number you need.